Oh man, I feel like I'm not gonna have a lot to say on either of these episodes. I well, I don't know. I should say that because I actually do have a lot to say about these episodes specifically. But it's like overall, I feel like the vibe is going to be like, yeah, we did a thing, and then we did this other thing, and then also Ghost Game continues to just exist in the background.
I'm more invested in what's happening in Frontiers, even though
Oh
I
yeah.
even though I kind of already know what's gonna happen, but
That's a crazy thing. It's like, I know exactly how this is going to end, because I do remember seeing around this episode. I do distinctly remember catching a bit of this one.
yeah,
It's like,
I remember you
yeah.
saying you specifically remember the episode with Lucimon fall down mode.
Yes, I remember Lucifer on Fall Down Mode's episode. I very vaguely but specifically remember the episode after he like transforms, which will also cover tonight, number 48.
Right.
I feel like I remember that fairly well, for the most part at least. And I also remember like maybe not the next episode, but the one where they finally defeat him, because I think I was like, oh, okay, so like I'm going off of childhood memories, so this might be extremely inaccurate.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't there like a Chuck E. Cheese or somewhere around here? Something like that?
Billy Bob's maybe.
It might have been Billy Bob's. I think it was like one of those like, places you go to like, get pizza or whatever the crap. I
Or
remember
Getty,
like,
or
yeah.
Gettyland, Mr. Getty's,
It
whatever.
might have been Mr. Getty's. I remember catching like the foul episode of like I think it was on Mr. Getty's or something. Just like,
That's that's weird.
yeah, because I think I'm going off of childhood memories, so this might be complete bullcrap. But I vaguely remember like I don't think there's like really anyone else there for some reason. And we were just sort of like hanging out, and I'm like, oh yeah, turn to this channel, and they're like, yeah, screw it, why not? And that's where I caught it. And like just really bad like resolution on the TV that I could barely see. So I distinctly remember I could barely make out what Lucimon's final form even was or what it looked like. I just got the impression it was some type of dragon, and then Susanomon just sort of like cleaves it in half. And I'm like, oh, that was cool. Yeah, because the laser is like the sword, right? Aw, that's neat. And that stuck with me.
Pretty cool way to kill the big bad.
Yeah. But we're not quite there yet.
Yep.
Also I feel like I remember seeing the fall down mode stuff on like actual, television, like back at home. So like, yeah. It's one of those things where it's like as a kid you never really have a perception of like time or when things are supposed to happen. Like you don't really like stop to look at a clock for stuff. You just sort of like turn on the TV and sometimes you see the thing and sometimes you just don't.
Yeah, good old Saturday morning cartoons.
You just have to hope and pray that you get it. And honestly, for what's worth, I don't remember ever being that confused with that method. I remember following things along fairly well. Because it's like, oh yeah, I don't think I quite got that, like, Lotmon and, like, the others were, like, the rookies of the Three Angels or anything. But I do remember them, like, popping up and, like, saving the day, kind of. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I guess they're just really powerful. Alright, cool. And that was that. So yeah. After last episode, the kids are screwed. The kids are very screwed. Lucimon is here and he's really, really strong.
Yeah, they get sent to the moon.
Yeah, the only way to escape Lucamon is to go bam zoom straight to the moon.
And not even the moon that we went to before. This is a different moon.
Yeah, because there's 3 moons. So when we say the moon, we mean like the 3rd moon, the yellow moon, as opposed to like the blue moon, which they were on before, which is different from the red moon that we never get to see and just explodes.
Yeah.
Because holy Lucamon might be the strongest heel wrestler to ever exist.
Yeah. So all the babies got sent to the moon. I guess that's where the Trailmon took them.
Man, the fact that they're all just here is going to get really hilarious in like 10 minutes.
Mm.
Cause it's
hilarious, tragic, same thing.
So it's like, yeah, we finally saved the babies. And, you know, they look over, and there's like 2 Digi-Eggs. And I'm just like, wait a second, because one of them has like Ophanimon's symbol on it, like blatantly, and the other one has like a weird band across it. And I'm like, huh, wonder what the R one is. And it hatches into Lotmon, and I'm like, wait a second. It took me a minute to be like, oh, right. Because Cherubimon, yeah.
Yeah, so I remembered that the rookie forms of the 3 Great Angels reunite at some point. I just didn't remember when.
Yeah, it's on the moon of all things.
Yeah.
I should also probably mention that while they're on the moon, there's a quick mention from Pokemon who's like, oh yeah, the moon is like, yo, covered in this, like, yo, dust and stuff, and it's like really ethereal, isn't it? And I think Junpei's like, oh, it's like heaven, huh? Just super blatantly. And it's like, it just cuts to Koichi, who's like, And it's like, yeah, maybe we should not.
Yeah. It's like, hey, don't talk like that. It makes it sound like we're dead. And Koichi's like thinking to himself, like,
There's like, as imagine there's like, going around, it's like, yeah, these babies are great. They have such a long life ahead of them. Koichi's like sweating. He's like, Freaking Junpei's like, oh yeah, hey Pavon, you should try this chocolate. It's to die for. He's like, just gets progressively more and more absurd and less subtle about it. Oh man. But yeah, 3 Great Angels, they're like babies now, but I guess they still have like a fraction of their power, which is nice, of course.
Yeah, they still have like holy powers. Spoilers, they can put up a big barrier shield and save Takuya and Koji.
So here's the goofy thing. I know, like, for all intents and purposes, we can't physically do this because, like, it would cost too much in the budget to have the designs and stuff right. Like, it would be too much work to get all of this together. But it's like, how cool would it have been if, like... Because remember, Padamon's baby power miracle had enough juice to give 2 of them hybrid spirits.
Yeah.
There's like 4 of them remaining. We should have got the other hybrid forms. They're like, the like ultimate equivalents, like the 2 spirits fused together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have gone like, yeah.
I mean, sure, but then it would have been immediately outclassed by Susanoo-omon about to happen.
Oh yeah, like, absolutely. But if nothing else, it would have been really cool to see, and it would make logical sense.
Yeah.
Like, where's Jet Sylphimon, Where's was it? Like, Rihimon? That'd be a fun one. Yeah, where's freaking Rihimon? You could bring up, like, what's even, like, the freaking Thunder one? Yeah, it's freaking Rhino Covertarimon. Yeah, we could have had Rhino Covertarimon just show up. Freaking, what is the ice one? Like, Diaphanmon? Yeah, sure, why not? Just give Tomoki something to do at the very end in, like, the final hour. Get freaking, like, Rihimon, freaking Diaphanmon, Jet Sulfimon, and Rao Covertarimon together with, like, what is it? Like, was the freaking fire one? Aldemon? Yeah. With Aldemon and, like, Beowulfmon, and that's their big, like, attempt to fight, freaking Lucemon fall down mode before the end. I don't know, I think that would have been cool. Completely, like, unfeasible with their budget, but would have been a really neat detail. To be like, yeah. Are you gonna say something?
Nope.
Or, like, alternatively, we've seen the designs for, like, the actual, like, ancient warriors before. Bring those back. Maybe be like, yeah.
Weren't the ancient warriors just the 10 warriors we're seeing already?
Well, no, their original forms. Like, have, everyone transform into their, like, full power modes. Just get the Digi-Eggs for the, like, dark spirits and be like, oh yeah, let's just, like, just use all the baby power at once and you get turned to Ancient Troymon and, we get, like, freaking Ancient Wisemon and stuff. Ancient Mermon, something like that, yeah. We just get, like, all of the 10 ancient warriors together again. Because, really, like, what they do instead is kind of just lame and dumb, and it doesn't work that well. It's like, I guess they tried, but yeah. I'm talking, like, before they fuse into Suzamon, that is. Suzamon's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, babies are all together now, and then it's like, okay, yeah, but wait, the Royal Knights are still gonna come for us. Because, they really want to go on the human world and conquer it. But, what? Lucemon is like, no, finish your job first.
Yeah, kill the kids first. That was kind of part of the deal, and it's like, alright.
Yeah, come on.
Crusadermon is like doubting Lucemon's whether or not Lucemon's lying or not, and he's like, why would I lie? Just go do it.
Yeah, he has a good point. He could just, like, not give them the key and just kill them now, and it would be easy.
And he says as much. He's like, if I didn't have the key or didn't have the means to send you to the human world, like, I would just tell you.
Yeah. Like, now that he's unsealed, there's, like, really no real benefit to it. Like, the only reason he's asking him to do this is so he doesn't get his own hands dirty.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, I could have swore, like, I guess, like, it's been a bit since I saw Frontier, so I just misremember, I guess. But I thought... Sorry. I thought that Lucemon, like, killed them, but no.
No, they're already just kind of going.
Yeah, they go to the moon and they fight, and they actually lose because throughout all their fights, Takuya and Koji have gotten strong enough to actually win.
Let's be real, throughout the last fight in itself, they've gotten better, and now they're finally good enough. They were not getting better until that point, and now they're suddenly good enough to keep up. You know what, I'll be fair and say within the last two fights they've gone better.
I don't know. I think they've gotten better since they started fighting. The first time they fought, it was absolute, like, total wash.
You know what? Yeah, that's fair.
They went from taking a few blows, still not winning, to like being equal to overpowering them. At the very least, like, despite all the flaws with the Royal Knights arc, at least they have the thing where the heroes are progressively getting stronger through fighting them.
Yeah. It's like, first was a total wash, and then it's like 10 episodes of them just sort of keeping up but being defeated and just failing super hard. And there's like 2 episodes of them like getting to equal footing and then beating them. And if it was just like those 3 things or so, that would be fine.
Mm.
Like, I feel like you could do this whole, like, arc in, like, 4 episodes, and it would work. Not counting this one, the ones that follow, of course. Because you have, like, Complete Wash, and you have, let's say, like, the Bean Sprout episode, where, like, it's kind of like... no, I'll change my mind on that. You have the one where they first fight Complete Wash, and you have the one where it's, like, saving the primary village, saving the Tree of Beginnings, where it's like, okay, they're still getting wrecked, but at least, now the villains are having to, like, kind of resort to a bit of, like, a dirty trick, and, they're a bit better. And you have the one where they're keeping up at the, like, market town, and you have the one at Ophimon's castle, where it's like, okay, they're actually winning. And if it was just those 4, that would be perfect. That'd be exactly why I'd want to have this.
Mm.
Like, all the stuff with them finding Skull Sadamon and, like, the Beanstalk Village and stuff and dealing with the Archids, like, screw that, get rid of all of it. Kill it, we don't need it. Like, that's all just such, like, wasted time and potential, really. But yeah, they finally managed to beat the Royal Knights, and it is incredibly satisfying that they're finally just doing this.
Yeah, they just kind of beat on him a little bit. I don't know, like, I kind of have issue with, so it's not so much of a problem where it looks like Takuya has gotten stronger and he's like pushing back Dynasmon and everything. And then Koji fires his gun a little better, I guess.
Sup, Flo? Yeah, what like, Koji does is he, like, fires all of his missiles and creates a smoke screen, and he catches, like, Crusadermon off guard and just blasts him in the face.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just... it's the issue with strictly ranged Digimon, where it's hard to see their strength improvement.
Yeah.
Unless they fire gigantic energy beams or something and suddenly they're bigger. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I'll give it to Koji on this one, because it's like, you know what? His whole problem was keeping up with how fast Crusadermon is, and he found a way to, like, outthink him and, like, slow him down enough to win.
True. So, I'm liking it way more than the past several episodes.
Yeah. Who are you liking at the end of this arc? Well, series, really. That's a tough... Who?
I thought they said how.
Because I'm like, Junpei really grew on me, and they got shafted really hard, so I feel like that kind of invalidates that a bit.
Yeah, I'm indifferent to most of the cast. None of them do anything except for Takuya and Koji.
Yeah, if this is back when everyone was getting their beast spirits, I'd be like, okay, yeah, Junpei, easy. If this is during the Mercurion arc, it's like, oh yeah, Junpei. And now it's like, no, Junpei just kind of sucks now, but I guess I'll go Koji.
I meant how. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
this is a typo. Yeah, definitely better than the past several episodes. But I don't know. I guess Koichi, because I don't know, just because of what he does in the next episode.
Man, Koichi gets a lot of good push, and they just sort of gets invalidated. I want him to do more things. Series Cab just leaves the arc characters behind. Yeah, it's like they don't even fuse into Susanamon together.
Yeah, they could have done that, but no. It's just Takuya and Koji.
We could have totally just pulled a Gurren Lagann and just been like, you know what, everyone just in Suzamon, and we'll just use the elements of all 10 warriors at once. You know what, screw it, get the babies of the evil spirits in here too. We'll have, like, Mercurymon and stuff come back and join the fusion.
They could have. I mean, I think my idea would have worked better with just the 6 of them. But the Susanoo-amon could have looked more like a fusion of all the warriors, or at least the 5 of the main characters.
Man, we'll get to that, but it's like, I enjoy Suzamon's design, but I feel like it could be stronger. There are aspects that I don't care that much about.
Yeah. On the topic of the episode we're actually talking about, I like the scene where Dynasmon is flying to the moon and a Crusadermon is just kind of standing on his back.
Yeah, he's just riding him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of funny because haven't we seen Crusadermon fly?
Yes, all the time.
Okay, so yeah, they just did it for the shot, I guess.
Yeah.
From Chi-Chi, the song came out last week. I was playing that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it, man. You know, like, if you already had to take a break from the podcast, that's like no big deal at all. Like, we are pretty doomer on Ghost Game right now, so I completely understand.
Yeah.
This is part of why I break the episodes up for the YouTube uploads, because holy crap.
Yeah. Also, I'm totally gonna get Sonic. I just have to wait till next month.
Yeah. Man, apparently that game's surprisingly good, which is nutty because we were, like, really critical of it early on. But yeah, they finally, like, defeat the Royal Knights, and it's like, you know, Takio, like, cleaves through freaking Wyvern's breath, like, Magnagrumon gets his moment. They, like, finally, you know, down Crusadermon, like, this overpower freaking Dynasmon. Like, really good stuff. Yeah. And they're, like, they basically just beat them until their data code, like, appears, so they're about to finish them off. And Lucimon just shows up, and he's like, oh yeah, this data's mine now, nom. Yeah, time to become the real villain.
Flies in and hits him Grand Cross, and then takes the data.
I completely forgot Grand Cross is a move where he literally just throws a small solar system at you.
It's super cool. I mean, I think you would have found out by now playing Cyber Sleuth, but that's that's a signature move.
Yeah, it's a really good move in Cyber Sleuth. Lucimon is, like, absurd. Like, I'm playing through Cyber Sleuth on hard mode. Lucimon is nuts. And getting his, like, freaking fall down mode is, like, the worst. It's absurdly difficult.
Yeah, if it helps, I believe you can reset stats with an item.
Yes. Yeah, that is, like, not only is that, like, helpful, it is necessary at this point.
Yeah.
Because what you need to do is you need to literally put, like, something like 87 or so of your bonus stats out of 100 into attack specifically, put, like, everything else into speed, get his ABI up to max, and then level him up to literally, like, level 99. And then you can do it, roughly. Maybe 90 or 97 if you're, like, lucky.
Yeah, yeah, and make sure you have all the moves and everything you want on him, because you don't want to have to de-digivolve him at that point, so you don't have to do it all again.
Yeah. Man, I'm really glad his ABI is max now, because, yeah, if I had to de-digivolve him back to, like, child form to get the dragon mode, then that would not work.
Yeah.
Frontiers is fun, definitely has issues, but it's a step in the right direction. I'll say they really fixed a lot of the characters. Just need to stay on board, and Ian needs to stay on board, and Sega's actually do some smart stuff for a series going forward. Oh, right, yeah, Frontiers. Alright, yeah. Right, that, like, confused me a lot for a second, because I'm like, oh yeah, Digimon Frontier. I'm like, wait, Sega? Sega's actually looking for a Sonic lore master as a job for future aspects of the series. Oh, nice. I am confused at, like, how does the Sonic lore actually work now? Because, alright, hear me out.
From what I've heard,
yeah.
From what I've heard, they canonized the comics.
Okay,
like the
what?
IDW comics, not the Ken Penders comics.
What the heck does that mean the President of America and Gun is in, like, Sonic Forces? Were they just in the background and they just never tried to stop Eggman?
I don't know, maybe Sonic Forces didn't happen.
Because it's like, apparently they reference freaking Styx the Badger. I'm like, okay, what? How does this fit together?
Yeah, that's weird if they reference the reboot where they have completely different designs and everything. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
yeah. You know what? Maybe there's a Styx the Badger in regular Sonic canon.
Maybe in the comics? I don't know. Hopefully they explain. Yeah, it's like... Listen, all I want is for someone to go to the moon and there's just a giant hole in the back of it. And it's like, oh yeah, that actually was real and it did happen.
Apparently Sonic references Unleashed. So canonically the world that they're in was split in half at some point.
Yeah, man, Sonic World must be like nuts.
I guess it's not any dumber than a line from God of War Ragnarok where Kratos confirms that that Sony All-Star Brawl happened. and he was there.
Oh man, Eggman did pick someone. It's like, man, does
wait? Is Sonic?
What?
Wait, are we mixing in all of the canons into Frontiers?
I don't know if Sonic X is canon. I feel like that's probably not like. All I know is that the official explanation is that every time you see the moon after Adventure 2, it's like the blown up side is just facing away from the planet. That's their explanation.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nah, bring it up. If they're just combining all the canons, then where's Gemerald? He's not the same as Emerald from Sonic Battle, but he's kind of like a recreation of him. Where is he? Bring him back.
Yes, do it. How do you fix the thing where classic Sonic is both from the past and from another dimension? Is the alternate dimension thing like the explanation? I don't know, I feel like that'd be the easiest way to go. Just to a game where it's like Sonic exploring the multiverse.
Yeah. Despite the questions, I don't actually want to know all that much about Frontiers. I want to play it for myself.
Yeah. So yeah, speaking of planets being fucked up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, I have things to say about Lucimon Fall Down mode.
Okay.
One, the voice was extremely familiar. Do you know why?
I want to look it up. I thought sounded cool, but I didn't know who it was.
It's Frieza.
Okay, yeah, that explains so much. Holy crap.
He does Frieza's pose.
Yeah, he gave me like such like hard Frieza vibes. And I'm like, wait, who though?
Yeah, he did like the thing where he like kind of leans forward and holds his hands out and like with his palms facing you. That's a Frieza pose.
Man, it's such a good voice. Holy crap.
He's so good. He's been doing Frieza since Z.
Yeah, that explains it perfectly. Since I'm like, oh, he sounds so cool though. It's such a good villain voice. Who is this? And it's like, oh.
Yeah, I recognized it, so I was like, I know it's him. I have to be sure though.
Let's see. It's Toshihiko Seki, right? Or Seki?
I already forgot what his name was.
Yeah, I'm just looking up IMDb right now. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, he's one of the members of the Body Improvement Club in Mob Psycho.
Yeah,
Ashramon, Face of Blessings, and Ghost Game, yeah.
he did a lot of Frieza's voice actor did a lot of work in a lot of stuff. Ryusei Nakao, that's it.
Oh, it's not him? Okay, alright, I'm looking at a different guy then. Who is this guy? Why did it pop up when I looked up the... Wait. Wait, why did it not give me the right thing? What the heck, Google? Alright, let me just look into this real quick. Okay, yes. Alright, Ryusei Nakao, Wikipedia. Okay, yeah, so...
There you go.
IMDb. Alright, this would be way easier to... Alright, thanks, man.
Yep.
Okay, so IMDb, freaking glance through this, known for Frieza, and yeah.
He's done a lot of work. We really don't have time to sit here and go through all of it.
I kind of want to, though. Son and SAO Progressive, Son and Neo 2, Vaccine Man, and One Punch Man. Oh, yeah, that's fun.
I knew that one because Vaccine Man looks like he looks like Piccolo and he's voiced by Frieza, and it's like that was like a big thing.
Oh, he's in like Dramatical Girl side. Alright, yeah, Dragon Ball Z, Pop Team Epic as like the Popico B part. Okay, sure.
In Pop Team Epic, they changed their voice actors for gags, and they got him to voice one of them at some point.
Okay, yeah, that's fun. Bunch of Dragon Ball Z's, Minato and Space Dandy, don't know it as. Caesar Clown, that's a good one. Okay, yeah, of course. Caesar Clown in freaking One Piece.
Oh.
Anyone else I know? Saint Seiya, episode of Bardock, whatever.
And everything with Dragon Ball Z, he's always voiced him, as far as I can tell.
Oh, he's Mayuri in Bleach. Okay, yeah, of course. Like
that makes a lot of sense.
Like, a lot of good villain roles on here. Freaking Chairman Rosarox Vampire, don't know who that is. D. Grayman, Aishi, don't know who that is, but sure. Sean King is...
Oh, one of the ones I saw that I really liked is that he plays him in Powerpuff Girls Z.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good casting for that.
Who is Ling in Kingdom Hearts? I don't remember that voice at all.
I couldn't. From one of the guys in Mulan World.
Oh, right, yeah, him. Okay, yeah, the guy, yeah, the girl guy. Okay, yeah. It's in Ghost Stories OGs. The thing that, like, got completely overshadowed by the dub in, like, every way. Holy crap. Freaking Bomberman and Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't even know who that is.
That's weird. I was looking up which one is Ling because I was curious. Oh, here we go. The single. Oh, he's the scrawny one.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay, yeah, that's not who I was thinking. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's the gruff guy, the fat guy, and the scrawny guy. He's the scrawny guy.
Oh, heck yeah, he's sniffing Moomin. Everyone's, like, most, like, anticipated series, effing Moomin. The most popular show on Earth. Okay, it's fine. Well, it's like through scrolling through this, and yeah, nothing else I really know or care about. All right, awesome. All you need to know is he is not Muzan in Demon Slayer. I was mistaken, although that would have been perfect for him. I'm kind of surprised that was a different guy. Yeah, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, good voice for this form.
Yeah. What the crap were we all about? Oh right, yeah, Lusamon.
Yeah. So, long story short, he just kind of starts wailing on them like they don't stand a
Yes.
chance, and he uses an attack called Paradise Lost, which at first seems to just be like a JoJo style punch rush, and then he follows it up.
Yeah, I should mention before we go on, not only is it a
Go ahead.
JoJo style punch rush, it is a very badly animated JoJo style punch rush.
It's
where
not great.
Yeah, he just sort of goes forward with like a bunch of like just blur lines on his fist, basically like static pose, and you just get basically like what's essentially like barely a step up from a still of him just doing the punch rush, and he just kicks him in the air.
Yeah, it does a kick air launcher, jumps in the air, like sprouts his wings and jumps into the air, and then does like a pile driver.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that was an interesting series of attacks. And then he does the exact same thing again on Koji. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, Paradise Lost is that entire combo.
It's the entire combo, and he's like, I don't even need to come up with new tricks. I'm just gonna use this again. You're not gonna escape it. Why would you? And he does the same little flourish with his hand afterwards.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Lucimon fall down mode, as of in this episode, has two moves. He swings his hand at you, and the force of it knocks you away, and he does a big combo wrestling move.
Listen, man, when you can fly, you don't need the top ropes. You are the top ropes. Oh, man. I do like, though, that I can put the wings away, because of course, right? It's like, yeah, sometimes they would get in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool little detail. It's
Yeah,
also
fun.
worth knowing that, like, Paradise Lost just hits you so hard it de-digivolves you in one pile driver.
Oh yeah, it's a big string of attacks.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that's just it's a fun move, even if it's animated poorly.
And here's where things get really goofy, because not only does he beat the crap out of you, he pile driver these dudes hard enough to literally destroy the moon.
Yeah, the two attacks against them blows up the moon. It's like, alright.
This is like, it's so absurd and over the top.
Yeah, this is the most fun episode in a while.
Yeah. I love where we get Mega Digimon, and it's like, oh yeah, let's just do something completely effing absurdly overpowered, and just show for a second just a glimpse of how insane these things are.
Yeah. Well, Fall Down mode isn't Mega, is it?
It is technically ultimate.
Oh, okay.
Is ultimate in rank, and like way higher than that in actual power. Just like how, Lusamon's like technically a rookie, but he is like the strength of like a mega, basically. And like, yeah, of course the next form is just straight up ultra, and it lives up to that expectation. Just straight up. Oh man. Lusamon's evolution line is so fucked. I love it.
Yeah, I'm looking at his move list, and I like that apparently he still does have Grand Cross. He just hasn't been using it.
Yeah. Do you think Grand Cross became even more powerful? Like, now he's just throwing galaxies or something?
Oh, wait. This tech actually belongs to Lucamon, but is mistakenly listed as Lucamon Chaos Modes on DM168. I don't know what that is, but...
Yeah, right, because there's, like, censorship and stuff, so sometimes it's fall down mode and sometimes it's chaos mode.
Yeah. Apparently, he might not actually have Grand Cross, and that's like a mistake.
This is probably the last episode I cared about Lucamon. Yeah, fair enough. If nothing else, this is a good introduction for him, I think.
Yeah.
This is a good moment for Lucamon to be like, yo, what? No, I'm the new villain. I have an ideology and, like, stuff. And everyone's like, oh no, not goals and motivations. Not a fan of the wrong decision, Satan mode more so. Yeah, I could probably see that, because, like, I have to imagine when he transforms into, like, the dragon form, he just becomes a mindless monster, right? Or at least as far as the show's concerned, is probably just personified that way.
I don't really remember. I do know that there's, like, a thing where Lucamon himself is, like, the tiny little thing inside the egg.
Yeah. Yeah, the actual creature is not the real body. The real Lucamon is inside the orb it carries, which is apparently an orb of, like, absolute defense that destroys all attacks. And because the dragon form isn't the real body, you can't destroy it either.
Yeah.
Which is honestly a really cool gimmick. I actually like it a lot. It's such a weird design, though, but I really dig it. Also, pacing about to go burr. Oh, yeah. We have, like, 4 episodes to wrap this up. Yep. And we just introduced an entire new antagonist. Well, I guess not introduced, but yeah. Frontier seems to suffer from foreplaying. The ending of the show's so wild and random in choices. Yeah. Because, like... First we just blow up the boot moon, so it's like, okay, now there's just nothing left. And that means that, like, remember all those baby Digimon we worked really hard to save, and that we let the Roll Knights, like, go away with, like, destroying a village over because we had to save them? Yeah, they're probably dead now. Those eggs did not last long.
Yep. Fortunately, they can still be saved because whatever digital code.
Man, it's really wild just how often the heroes are like, man, we may have lost, but at least we saved this thing, and that thing is just completely screwed less than a week later because they didn't solve the problem. Like, oh, we're gonna win without sacrificing anything. Not even these Digi-Eggs. Oh, wait, we can't win. Oh, crap, let's sacrifice something quick. Oh, man. So, yeah, that's a thing. Do we have anything else to really say out this episode?
I don't know. I think there's a weird moment. Yeah, I don't think. I know. There's a weird moment where they're like, oh, yeah, all hope is lost. And Taki is like, no, we can save it as long as we're alive. He's like, am I wrong? And he looks at the Digivice and, like, his spirits, like, shake their heads like, no, you're not wrong. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird that, like, there's no Digimon human partner dynamic, but also there kind of is occasionally.
When they need there to be.
Yeah.
Man. That's such a goofy part of this episode that we just kind of glossed over, where it's like, freaking everyone's like, oh yeah, we have to work together and fight. And Taki is like, yeah, I went through so many hardships. At times I really wanted to leave, but you know what? I'm going to choose to fight for this world even though it's kind of gone and we failed super hard. I'm not giving up yet.
I fast forwarded a little bit because I was like, okay, he's just talking about stuff I already know, and I thought it was just gonna. I was afraid the episode is gonna be like a recap episode, but it wasn't.
Nah, it was just sort of like a quick look back at like, hey, remember all these things we went through? And it's like the 2 or 3 big like moments Taki has had, and the rest of the plot has just had Koji firmly see it in the main character slot.
Yeah.
Cause you see, Koji's the real main character, but we can't bill him as the main character because he's the lone wolf type, and he's not the hot-headed one.
Yeah, he's not the hothead character who wears goggles. He can't be the main character.
You guys know the original plan for Frontier is supposed to be a turret season where humans turn to Digimon fans. Why don't we get that? That would have been so cool, holy crap. If Frontier was just one big, like, human Digimon tournament arc, that would have been sick.
It would have been fine, I guess.
I think there's a lot of potential there. That sounds really cool. Frontier peaked at Duskmon arc. Yeah, Duskmon arc was fantastic. I like the Trubimon stuff too, outside of Ice Dubimon, but yeah. I think, like, if they ended at Trubimon, it would have been a solid, good show. And they kept going, and it just accrued a lot more flaws as it went on.
But then we wouldn't get the episode where Lucimon fall down mode pile drivers the heroes into the moon and destroys it.
Ah, that's a really good one, though. It's also the one we're on right now.
Like, I'm kind of... I don't know.
This has always been the curse of Digimon. It's always been weird and experimental, but sometimes that leads to really cool, fun stuff happening, and it's like, oh, that's great. And other times it leads to being a really inconsistent, horrible mess.
Yeah. Like, just this fight against Lucimon is just so fun. Like, how hard he beats them with this crazy move that... I don't know, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. So, good episode?
I think so.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I think it's a good episode. Alright, ready to move on to one we'll probably have way stronger feelings about in both directions?
Maybe. Not a lot happens in this next episode.
Yeah, which is weird because the last episode was like a big flashback.
Yeah, this episode doesn't have a lot happening because, gosh, I don't know, most of it is just them getting to the dark area, right?
Yeah.
Like, the first half is them getting to the dark area, and then the next half is them fighting Lucimon.
Yeah, because Lucimon's basically destroyed everything, except for apparently the super plot convenient magma that, like, just somehow exploded out of the digital world and is just floating around in space.
Yeah. Relevant mostly, except for the point where it reveals invisible ink in Pokemon's journal, which I don't know why anyone wrote it in invisible ink, considering it's a pretty important detail.
I also don't know why they hid this, because it's like, yo,
hey, that's what I'm saying. Why is this detail written in invisible ink?
No, I'm thinking of this more from, like, you know, a, like, meta perspective of, like, you know, outside the universe of the show, like, why was this hidden? For what? Because it's like, the light and the dark need to join together. No one would have any idea what the heck that means. No one would just assume this means Koichi has to die and, like, then his spirits work.
Wasn't the hidden message the thing about, like, what happens if a Digimon goes to the human world, or am I remembering wrong?
I think it was both of them, and it's also like if a Digimon goes to a human world, it'll, like, blow it up or whatever. Which is also probably, like, we could have had that, you know, lingering this entire time, and just, you know, he could have just flipped to the page and been like, wait a second.
I don't know, at the very least it like raises the stakes, or it's just like, oh, he's gonna conquer it. No, if he goes to the human world and stays there, it'll destroy it.
Yeah. For Sarkis, felt like the Rares gave up. Oh yeah, absolutely. And now it's like, alright, well, I guess we just gotta stop Lusamon now. Cause we teased him, so we gotta do the thing.
See it less as them giving up and more so that the big bad evil guy showed up and they gotta go fight him. What else in the story is there to explore at this point? Just go fight.
I should mention, there is a single comment on the episode for this, like, you know, the video for this episode, I should say. Do you want to guess what it was?
I have no idea what.
10 minutes, 10 seconds in, that's what she said. At that exact point, they're looking at the, like, beam of light stretching out of the digital world, and, like, freaking Junpei's just like, oh, it just keeps getting bigger and longer.
Funny enough, that was Negamon. Heck's Negamon.
I'd be very careful when you say that.
I'm enunciating the E, thank you.
Yes. That is a very dangerous Digimon name.
Who the heck?
Alright, I'm gonna look this up. What the?
In training, crew to being immersed in negative data, network is overflowing, constantly wishes for its own annihilation. What?
The crap is
this
thing?
Is this the big dark monster thing that they, I guess, is?
Huh. Foreshadowed at the beginning, forgot about until the final arc, and got introduced as the final big bad. Yeah, for some reason this happens a lot with, like, JRPGs and stuff, and I don't understand why. Because it's like, it's not really clever.
I'll be honest, I remember the big Apocalypse fight more than the actual end of the show.
Oh, geez. Of course they bring back Apocalypse. Man, I really need to watch the 2020 reboot at some point. It's been 2 years now, and I'm still just like,
Wait.
you know...
Is it Apocalypse or Armageddon? Oh, I think it's... hold on.
Is it a giant, like, D20 or a giant spider monster?
It's not Armageddon either. What the heck was it?
Wait,
it's really...
neither of them?
It's really freaking big. I don't remember which one it is.
That doesn't help me.
I know.
Was it Millennium Mon, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. It's Millennium Mon.
Okay, because I know he shows up. Oh, man. I have no context as to Millennium Mon shows up at some point. I think he gets beat in like 1 or 2 episodes, and people are really disappointed.
Thought it was cool. This is a huge fight. I thought it was great. People complain a lot about the reboot. I enjoyed it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be honest, 2020 has great music and some nice vowels here and there, but there's no personality in that show. Yeah, like... No. I feel like my complaints for are kind of different, because it felt really, like, rushed to me, and it felt like they just didn't really, you know... They're just, like, checking off the boxes, right? Well, it felt like they were just doing what they thought people wanted to see, and it was just, like, you know... just rushing into it. Like, oh yeah, people want to see Omnimon and the Diaboromon thing. Let's just do that, like, immediately. Okay, what next? I don't know, man. I kinda disappointed both the 2020 Riot and Ghost game for completely different reasons. Oh yeah. Don't tell, it just could be better. Yeah, completely agree, Woo. Yeah. I also don't really hate it either. I've got my gripes, but I was liking it well enough. I just sort of fell off. But yeah, so everyone finally goes to the dark area to stop freaking, like, Lusamon. And it's like, you use baby power to push a rock to get us there. And they're like, alright, well, we need the dark and the light to become one. And we also need to combine the power of all 10 spirits. So they're like, okay, we should all transform into our, like, strongest humanoid forms and fight Lucimon together. And it's like, why would you do this?
Also, I'm kind of confused because weren't they already fusing dark and light by having
Yes.
Koji use Koichi's dark spirits for...
Yeah, I was so confused about that, and I, like, literally looked back, and it's like, no, you can literally see, like, in the animation, that, like, he has the, like, dark spirits in him. He just had them already.
Yeah.
They were already doing the thing. It just didn't work, literally just because Koichi was still alive. That's the only thing that changed, is Koichi died, and everyone got really upset about it. And then they did the thing.
Also, I don't know. Yeah, Digimon is more than just big cool monsters fighting, but as far as, like, for a reboot thing goes, we still have the original. I think it's fine that the reboot exists as pure eye candy.
Yeah, I can't hate for that.
And that's what I enjoyed it for mostly. But there were still good character moments.
Yeah, I think it's fine for what it is. I just kind of wish it, like, you know, took itself more seriously and just did more with it. Like, I kind of wish it was more of a legit story on its own, you know?
I mean, I don't know, the original still exists.
Yes, and I wish the reboot was also good.
It is good.
Oh, man.
Like, everything about, like, the soundtrack and the animations in a lot of episodes and, like, the variety of Digimon that show up.
Yeah, like the actual, like, quality of the fights and the animation is, like, great. It's the other stuff I have a problem with. Like, the actual pacing and storytelling and stuff. Character moments were alright. I liked maybe a bit more. Not that I dislike the OG version. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite episode is the Rebellimon episode.
Man, I'd check out that show so hard. The card game has probably spoiled every single thing they do by now. It's probably spoiled every single Digimon that appears outside of, like, Negamon. Man.
Yeah, I don't even think I knew its name. I don't even know if they said its name in the show.
From 2020, I like Koisho, Joe, Mimi. Yeah, okay, yeah. Man.
Anyways, we're talking about Frontier.
Yeah, so everyone goes to fight Lucimon in their human forms purely so Koichi can die.
Yeah. Lucimon's hitting him with the Dead or Alive Volleyball Extreme.
Yes. The most extreme beach volleyball, where one ball is light and the other is evil. Man,
jokes aside, I kind of like it as an attack.
It's such a weird move.
Yeah, I mean, I would like it more if it was like he had to actively try to hit them with it instead of the kids just standing there waiting to get hit by it.
Yeah. That's the thing, throws the things and they don't seem to be moving particularly fast.
Yeah, it would make more sense if he shot them both out at the same time and they collided and it caused the weird prison thing here.
Yeah, like they loop around and get you in both sides.
Yeah, the PlayStation orb.
Yeah, the PlayStation orb. Listen, man, also, I have my problems with Sony. I don't think they're that evil.
Also, I was looking on the Lucimon page, and for the description of Dead or Alive, it said something like it has a 50-50 chance of doing great damage or totally annihilating its target. So I guess the first time they got hit by it, they got the good coin flip.
And even that was like, oof.
Yeah.
They caught on me about how I feel like these new shoes have kind of lost the aspects I like about the series. Kind of enjoying the art parts of the root projects like the card game, video games, Battle Bracelet Act, so it's not all bad. Oh, sup, Baron, thanks for the raid. We're just in the middle of talking about the PlayStation attack. Use the flamethrower. You know what? It would be nice if we tried to kill him with fire, but apparently that doesn't work. Apparently fire is not that effective. We tried shooting fire, he just sort of blocked it. Lucimon's a bit too strong for that. Because it Corn to drop a few fireballs on him.
Yeah, that's the most baffling thing about this fight, is that they're like, let's go into our individual weaker forms and try to fight Lucimon. And Lucimon's just like, oh, okay, that's cute. And then he beats the crap out of all of them.
Yeah. Listen, man, there's only one show that does not abide by the law of conservation of ninjutsu, and it's Jujutsu Kaisen. By, like, making yourselves be more people, you're just weakening yourselves dramatically. That's how anime work. Finished isolation? Oh, heck congrats. Yeah. Man, I can't say I couldn't, like, pop in to watch it, but yeah, congrats, man. Man, I hope that game actually ends well. I've heard a lot about the actual alien AI and not a lot about how it actually ends and wraps up. Hopefully it's like solid all the way through, yeah.
All I know is that apparently it's really scary.
Yeah, because there's a whole thing where the AI, like, quote-unquote, like, learns from the player. So it's like, you know, if you hide in the locker too much, then the actual xenomorph will, like, learn that you like to hide in lockers, and he'll, like, check them more.
Yeah.
And, like, all of that stuff is really cool, and I really like it. Yeah, I'll also be, like, constantly tracking you because of course, and, you know, other stuff like that. Like, you know, like, trying stuff to distract the alien gets less effective each time you do it, which is a really neat, like, idea. Like, I heard that it's like, the noisemaker will distract him completely at first, and the second time you throw him, he'll, like, be distracted for, like, half as long or something. Because he's like, wait, I know what this trick is. And, like, you know, eventually it'll be like, you know, you throw the thing, he'll look away for a second just because you threw something and it made noise, and he will pay no attention to, like, the noise it's making after that at all. And he'll just completely, like, ignore it. Because he's like, oh, yeah, this thing, of course, this means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of in Batman Arkham City when you fight Mr. Freeze, and every time you use one method to damage him, he disables your ability to use it.
Yeah, oh, that's such a good fight. I was thinking the same thing. It's like you sneak attack him from, like, you know, the grates and do a takedown that way, and he, like, freezes them up so you can't use them again.
Yeah.
Man, it's such a cool boss fight. But yeah, so because he is freaking... Damn it! Oh, man. But yeah, because he's freaking Lucifer, Lucimon just has the powers of both light and darkness, which somehow results in a PlayStation orb.
Yeah, and when you're put in it, it does a big attack and does big damage.
Or instantly kills you.
Or kills you, yeah.
One or the other. There is no good outcome, only the lesser of two evils.
So yeah, he's like, he drops this on the kids and blasts them. And then he goes for a second one, and Koichi's like, okay, I'm gonna jump in front of it so they don't get blasted again. which kills him.
Yeah. That's the thing, 'cause it's like, he has the dark spirit, so he can't really do much about the light attack. He just has to let that hit them. But he's like, oh, but the dark one? I can stop that from causing the big weird reaction.
Actually, yeah, I do appreciate something about when they're fighting earlier. And it's Lucimon is fighting Koichi, and he shoots him with the dark beam, and he's able to block it, and it doesn't seem to be doing much until he fires the light beam also.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, okay, he used the element that he's weak against, and now it does more damage. That makes sense.
Yeah, we establish the elemental weakness, and we, like, take advantage of that later on. Honestly, looking back, it gives me the impression that it's like, he's blocking the dark attack, but it's pushing him back. And the real problem is it pushes him into the light attack, and that's what seems to really mess him up.
No, I'm talking about when they're when Lucimon's like fighting all of them one-on-one, or like he's fighting them all at once.
I'm just talking about, like, when he actually shoots the balls too.
Oh, okay, yeah,
yeah, because he like pushes him into the light ball, and that like really seems to like damage him a lot.
Yeah,
and that
Koichi
seems
basically
to be what like yeah,
Koichi basically pushes the rest of the kids out of the way, and he alone gets caught in the blast.
Yeah, Lucimon's just like, you may have dark power, but, like, mine is still stronger.
Yeah. It's like, you can't block my dark attack, I'm so strong. Also, he's like, light and dark can't coexist at the same time, but I'm so powerful that I can make it do that.
Yeah. It's like completely just contradicting himself, but screw it. And we totally just make light and dark coexist at the same time, and it just happens.
Yeah. Koichi's spirit is just like, here, take the dark spirit, infuse it with the light, and become super powerful or whatever, and then he like gets absorbed by Lucimon.
Yeah. Man, can we just take a second to acknowledge the fact that just straight up Koichi died after that fall? Like, it's so heavily implied. They do everything outside of, like, directly saying it.
It may be.
Because Koichi's just straight up like, oh hey Koji, when you get back to the human world, like, say hello to my mom for me, because we're like half brothers, and I want you to meet your, like, like, other mom. And Koji's like, oh, why won't you be coming back with us? And Koichi's like,
hey, let's go fight Lucimon.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, it's fine.
I'm almost certain that they'll beat Lucimon, he'll give up all the data he absorbed, which will reform Koichi's soul, and his soul will go back into his body.
I think he might just be gone, man.
Maybe.
I don't know what happens after this. Well, I kind of do, but I don't know the specifics. But I think Koichi might just be gone for good. We just won by finally sacrificing something.
Like I said, I don't remember how it ends, but I won't be surprised if Koichi's fine in the end.
Man, if this is like the one Digimon series that has the balls to actually kill a kid, outside of Survive, of course. And that other thing in Survive, of course. Man, these children Survive are dropping like flies. That title was more optimistic than anything else. But yeah, effing everyone fuses the things together, and that means they're like actual spirits fused together, and they finally do it because literally just because Koichi died and it was a really sad moment, we're finally able to just like get everyone's powers together and get the big final super form.
It works on Super Saiyan logic.
Pretty much.
Like, that's what it feels like, because it's like, yeah, they fused together before, like, they fused all the spirits before, but, like, this never happened. But then Koichi dies, and, like, through, like, rage and sadness or whatever, they achieve their most powerful form.
I'm just now realizing something. Look at Suzamon's left arm. Look how big that freaking horn is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that
he can
looks like an
stab you.
animation mistake.
It's,
Yeah.
no, it's there so he can stab you.
I am looking at every single piece of official art, and it is not that wild in any of them. It is not that, like, forward-facing.
I appreciate the design on this one where his arm isn't a head.
Yeah, it's like...
It has the head like as a decoration and maybe a weapon if it's intended to be used for stabbing.
I don't believe it is.
But otherwise, he actually has hands. I appreciate that a lot.
Oh, man.
And at first, I thought, maybe it is a fusion of like several designs because there's like what's his God? Why am I blanking on their name? Greymon and Garurumon, and then like the blue could have been Beetlemon, but no, it's just that's just the color because nobody else's designs come through.
Yeah, it's literally just we took the red character and we took the blue character and we made them armor and then add a bunch of gold. I mean, here's the thing. I like when color schemes on like characters are like more coherent than this, you know?
I think it's fine. But I wish, like I said, I wish it had taken more designs from all the warriors. Like, I don't know, maybe his helmet is like Kazimon's helmet or something.
Yeah, if this was like straight up like, a complete mix of like all these other elements, I would be way more on board with it being so like what's the right word? So like fractured feeling, I guess.
Yeah, if it was clearly meant to be a fusion of all of them. Like we get let's see. I think Kazumon's helmet is like the best for that, and then we get like
yeah, we get like Kazumon's helmet, maybe like Beetlemon's horn, I don't know, Mercurymon's legs or something.
Oh, I'm just talking about the 6.
Okay, yeah, alright, that's way easier.
Yeah, so it's not too busy.
Yeah, of course you get like the lion chest from like, Laomon, and you just make it like golden or something. That'd be like really nice.
Yeah, the legs could have been designed based on Beetlemon.
Yeah.
The one I'm having the most trouble with is Chakmon, unless you just give him missile launchers on his shoulders.
Yeah, you could probably like do so. I don't know, maybe it's like maybe you just give him like a lot of white in his armor, give him like a really like white sort of like holy appearance, and that'd be like the snow coming through.
Maybe, but that's such a minor design detail. It feels like kind of a cop out for the like everything else being so obvious.
Because it's like the only other place you'd really go is like the little like like holster or something over his chest, like his chest armor, and that would be kind of like a bit lame.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you just use that for like the helmet, and you have Kazumon's visor, and that works. I don't know, that's not a lot to go off of. You take the design, whatever we have, just give it barriers. Done.
Chakmon's hat. Chakmon's hat, Sylphimon's visor.
What? No, just mix in the Space Spirits. Yeah, that does it. So you can give him the dreadlocks of, like, Blizzardmon. Yeah, that would work.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
That would actually work really well. Oh man, I'm surprised there's no like fan art I can immediately find of what this might like look like.
Probably
because I'm sure our people have like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe other people have thought the same thing, but didn't care enough to draw it or commission it or something. That
yeah. Oh man. Boy, really just the main two, huh? Really just the main two characters and no one else.
Yeah. And even for, like, the design of Greymon and Garurumon, like, their incorporation of the armor could have been cooler instead of just their heads plastered onto the gauntlets.
Yeah, I'm looking back at, like, Suzamon's big weapon that we'll see in the next episode. And, boy, it sure is just Magna Grumon and Emperor Greymon's, like, armaments just fused together. Literally just those two and nothing else.
Yeah, this is the only downside to like the ending of this arc, I think, is that Susanoo is just it's just the two characters who are already getting too much attention.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel like my biggest complaint about the design is that it's like, I think the like heads on the arms are really goofy. I get why they're there, I think they're just so goofy looking though. You could have done without those.
Final design is kind of mid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
like the big ring on the back, I like all the ornamentation stuff. I think you could have changed that and you could have made the visor gold to match with everything else.
I mean, the gold helmet visor thing would have looked fine, but I don't know. The blue kind of matches the balance of how much blue there is everywhere else, I think.
Isn't the visor like silver? I could be wrong, but it looks really silvery to me. And it's like, oh, that kind of stands out weird.
I think the top of it's blue at least. The helmet part.
Yeah, it's just sort of like silver. Although in like some official art and stuff, they just straight up make it look gold because, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's serviceable. Like I said, I appreciate that his hands aren't just the heads of the two things that fused into it. Yeah. But I would appreciate Susanoo Amon if it was a big fusion that incorporated design elements from from the Digimon that go into it.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, that's not the world we live in.
Oh, well. It's serviceable. Yeah, it's fine.
Also, we're talking about the design of Susanoo Amon a lot because as soon as he evolves to Susanoo Amon, the episode ends.
Yes, this is just the end point of the episode. It's like, oh man, I can't wait for him to fight Lucamon and for him to just wipe him super hard.
Yeah, the evolution sequence is cool.
I hope Lucamon Dragon Mode at least does something really, really cool to, like, you know, make up for how hard Lucamon's going to get wrecked next episode.
I kind of remember it. You might be disappointed.
I'm probably gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, what I remember is a chase scene.
Wait, do we actually get a chase scene?
Like, I think, if I remember correctly, Lucamon SM is, like, flying to the human world, and Susanoo Amon's chasing him down, trying to destroy him before he can get there.
Oh, okay, yeah, alright, that's not what I was expecting. Man, who would have thought we'd finally get a chase sequence in something we didn't expect to, and it would be like this of all things? So yeah, Ado, thoughts on the episode overall?
Not as good as Lucamon doing wrestling moves on the kids, but still pretty good.
Yeah, I like it well enough, but it's really goofy when you stop and think about it, and it all just boils down to, hey, Koichi just dies super hard, and we get the power-up because Koichi had to die really, really hard. And yo, because he died really hard, now everything works, because that was the prophecy, was he just needed to die really, really hard.
Look, Frieza just had to kill Krillin, I mean Koichi.
Yeah, we just had to... Man, if they leaned into that more, I'd actually honestly kind of love it way more.
I am positive that they were very much referencing Frieza, at least with Fall Down Mode's first reveal.
Where they should have literally, yeah.
He's got his voice, and he's literally doing the Frieza pose.
He should have literally just lifted up his, like, dying data form or whatever with his mind and just made it explode. Oh, that would have been fantastic. And Takuya's like, no, but without the Dragon Balls, we can't even... Like, if he doesn't even know his body, even the Dragon Balls can't bring him back. And everyone's like, what are you talking about, Takuya?